Marriages last and how they don't is the focus tonight on ABC's 2020. Anchor Elizabeth Vargas is joining us now live from New York. This is the theme of your show really tonight, and you really looked at a lot of these marriages, Elizabeth. Any common denominator? It seems like there have been such a rash of them, divorces lately anyway.
Well, I don't think there's any common denominator, except that probably in Hollywood we find in our investigation tonight that the ante is upped on every single level. When divorce is horrible for any person going through it, but when you're a celebrity, there's a lot more money at stake. There's a lot more pressure because the public image that is at stake. You make your money, for example, off of your image, and therefore any sort of dirt that might be in any marriage becomes fodder for the other side to use against them. In other words, if I leak this to the press and hurt your image, you won't get roles and your future earnings might be affected. So we delve into all of that, but we also have a little fun. We talked to somebody who was married to Britney Spears for just 55 hours and get inside that whole story, and also talk to some rock stars who married their fans. I mean, there actually were 3 rock stars who looked out into the crowd, saw a pretty girl, and ended up marrying her and are happily ever after. So there are marriages that last, and we have some happy endings as well as some messy divorces already in progress. A lot of them, as you said, a rash of them lately.
It does feel like that, and I'm so glad to hear that we're going to hear some happy ending stories as well, because we are in the month of, well, Valentine's Day, right? It's February, and so people want to know that you can survive this, at least this thing called marriage, right?
Oh, absolutely, and there are some enduring Hollywood marriages. Tom Hanks and his wife Rita have been happily in love for more than 20 years. Steven Spielberg and his wife Kate. So there are marriages that last. We do talk to some couples who've made it through it, but everybody agrees on every side of this that we talk to that for whatever reason, because it's celebrity, because it's fame, because it's insecurity, because it's narcissism, because it's huge money at stake, in Hollywood it makes it harder. It makes it harder for whatever reason to stay together. The divorce rate, as we know in our country, is about 50%, but in Hollywood only 35% of marriages survive. So the divorce rate is in fact higher.
Yeah, significantly. Well, you know what, Elizabeth? We'll be sure to watch tonight. It'll be a fun one and an interesting one to watch as well. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Catch